Hi, my name is Linda Price, and I thought I'd do a video today about one of my favorite pastimes, and it's tatting. And over the years, I have probably more than 15 years I have been tatting, and I am finding out new ways to use it. And the latest way that I have come across is people use it in their crazy quilting. And I went through many years in the past of working on projects, and I can pretty much do a lot of things. I've done a lot of things. I've quilted, but I haven't ever really done a crazy quilt. And I have not finished a quilt. I'm really bad about long projects and trying to finish things, and I can't tell you how many unfinished projects I have in this house. But there are a lot, and I'm sure you can identify with that. And some of you are just great to be able to just see it to the end, but I just can't do it. And I have other things going on in my life, so I just don't have the time. But that's why I like to tat, because I can get tatting done not in a matter of weeks or months, but I can get tatting done in a matter of maybe hours. But I don't do the tatting like it's the doilies and all the other beautiful things that you can do with tatting. I do just the trims and the medallions, and then I take those and add them to other things that I like to make that don't take a long time. So this is how I've figured out how to enjoy the tatting and the crafts, just by doing things that are not time consuming. So I just wanted to show you today about the latest thing that I have found out, like I told you about the crazy quilting, and how people are adding this tatting to their crazy quilts. You know, crazy quilts are just beautiful, and I don't know why it was called crazy quilting. Maybe it's because it's just haphazard things, just however you want to do it. There's no rhyme or reason as to why you make the things that you do when you crazy quilt. It's just whatever looks beautiful, because crazy quilting is beautiful. And it's the elegant part of quilting to me, using all kinds of elegant fabrics and things like that, not just cotton, and prints and solids and just anything fancy. And tatting is fancy, just like lace is fancy, so it just goes together. So I wanted to show you today a few little things that you can add to your crazy quilting. If you have never thought about that, adding tatting, you can add it. And just one more thing that you can possibly embellish your quilt with. And the first thing I want to show you, this is called a medallion. This is tatting, and it's called a medallion. And I call it a wreath medallion because it's hollow in the middle. It just looks like a wreath. This happens to be a moss green color. And the wonderful thing about tatting is there are so many threads available, whether they're solid or whether they're variegated. I love the new variegated colors. They're always coming out with more. And then even some people hand dye their threads that are just beautiful. So that's called a wreath medallion, and this is called trim, tatted trim, and this happens to be a variegated blue and white, all different colored blues. So if you like pastels, this would be something that would be really pretty in a crazy quilt. If you like bright colors, here's a red trim that I've made, and I make them all lengths, and I will put down at the bottom of this video where you can find these. I sell them on Etsy, and I make things to order, so it's not like I have it in stock, because everybody has their favorite colors that they want to use. And this is called a medallion also, but I close the inside of the medallion. You can see the wreath going around, and the inside is a flower, if you can just see the little flower inside. And I just put a backing on it like that, and it's a lace backing. And then this happens to be like a watermelon type looking variegated thread that I really like. Here's a more pastel looking color, just to give you an example of the different colors. This is a solid lavender, which is very pretty. Lavender is a wonderful color and a wonderful flower and wonderful scent. This is also a pretty variegated wreath. This has got yellow, orange, pink, and red in it for those bright crazy quilts and crafts. Not only just crazy quilts, you can add it to any kind of craft. I'll show you a little later what I mean. Here's a red one. I sell a lot of these at Christmas, and they can be ornaments also. You can put a little hanger right here, and then you can do them like this, where I just showed you the other medallion that had the flower in the middle. Just hang a little hanger and put it on your Victorian Christmas tree, and all different colors. That's another different variegated thread. Here's a variegated pink. It's so pretty. Here's like a green for like those Christmas ornaments I was telling you about. And that's a thinner thread. The thinner the thread, the smaller the tatting. So that compared to this is smaller because the thread is thinner. To give you an example, this is something made out of metallic thread, which is very hard to tat. I mean, I don't do many of these because it's hard, and you can see the metallic looking threads in there. But it's even bigger than the regular tatting that I do because the thread is thicker, so you get a bigger medallion. Here's another little trim, and here's the basic ecru or off-white trim that looks really pretty on anything. Another color of the variegated. I probably have close to 100 different threads. I've been collecting for years, so it's all added up, and I still have, and then I have good sources to order all this thread. So that's another one. This is a pretty one. It's got some green and peach and pink and all kinds in there. And this is another kind of stitch that I do in the tatting. I don't do that a lot. I'm going to be making more of that in the future, but it's more of a finished on both sides. Same design on both sides. And this is something that I make. It's a little tatted Christmas tree. You can see the bottom of it here. And this is in the variegated green. I do a lot of these at Christmas, and they make pretty ornaments also. You can stiffen them, and they make ornaments, and they stay stiff. And tatting is very hardy. You know, the fishermen used to, and they still do, use it in their nets that they catch their fish in. And that's pretty much where it came from. The fishermen started doing tatting. It's just a series of knots. And you can turn it sideways and have a motif that's kind of sideways. And if you could just kind of picture this in cream, you could have one on one side and one on the other side, surrounding, in the middle have a bunch of little flowers. That would make it be real pretty. And here's a little basket that I'm still working on that I haven't perfected yet. But somebody asked me if I could make a basket, so I tried. And you put this on your crazy quilt, and then have your flowers hanging over the sides and kind of filling up the middle part. So that's a little basket that I've made. So I just used my imagination and come up. This is a real pretty variegated purple. It has all different color purple in it. And another thing that I add my tatting to. Oh, I've got this one. I want to show you this one. This is a very pastel-y looking tatting. You can see that. It's so pretty. I've seen all kinds of crazy quilts. Some of them are light and pastel. Others are very colorful and when you look at them, they just make you feel good. They all do, really, but some of the bright colors just kind of give you energy. So there's all different kinds. This is called a tatted journal cover. It's a cover, actually. So that's my cover, and I just used a piece of fabric that I had, and I covered it in the front. And what I did was I make these on my Etsy site. I go to Walmart and buy the little inexpensive little journal or the little booklet that you can get. They're 99 cents, I think, or right about $1. And then I make these journals covers to fit, and you can just take it off when you're done, and you can put a new one in there. So this would be a wonderful gift for somebody who just loves really fancy things, and they can put it on their bedside, and it looks really pretty. And you can see that I put my tatting down the sides, and then some really pretty lace across here, and then in the middle I have a silk bow that I made, that I just tied into a bow and put it on the front. So I sell these, and a lot of time I started out, which I sell mostly. I just started doing this. Just started making them with the printed fabric, but I do mainly the muslin off-white here, so that I can add like pastels, and most of my journals are pastel looking, and I'll put my Etsy site on there so you can see some of my journals too. But that's another thing. I mean, the nice thing about tatting is you can just add it to anything. That if you like other arts and crafts, I know that a lot of people are into the Marie Antoinette things. Tatting would be beautiful in those, and just all the really fancy, shabby, chic-y looking things that are popular these days. So just, if you're a tatter, just think about the different ways you can use your tatting, and not just making a doily or just making a little tatted hat. I know those are just so beautiful and cute, but they take a long time, and I wish more people would appreciate this almost lost art, and I'm so glad that there are those of you who are just keeping this alive, and we need to. So just wanted to share a little bit with you today about all this, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.